I have been a manager and a leader more than 15 years. I think sometimes leaders misunderstand their role and they lose track of what they are doing. I've heard a lot of horror stories about leaders. I've also witnessed some horror stories about leaders. So these are some things to give you some picture of where leaders tend to fail and where they tend to succeed. Maybe you'll recognize some of these traits in yourself and you can lean toward your strengths versus leaning toward your weaknesses. Sometimes you will hear, you need to be the smartest person in the room. You need to know more than your best person on your team. That's not a good leader. I might know how to find information better than the best person on my team, but a good leader is not the smartest person in the room. A good leader tries to make other people the smartest people in the room. A good leader knows how to bring out the strengths of their employees. A good leader's job is to empower employees. If I'm the smartest person in the room, tell you I'm the smartest person in the room, that makes me probably the least smartest person in the room. You are not a good leader by telling your employees how smart you are. You're a good leader by showing your employees how smart they are, by empowering them to embrace their strengths. Just because you have the title of manager does not make you a leader. A title does not make you a leader. Leadership isn't about titles. It's not about positions. It's not about team size. It's not about flowcharts. It's about one life influencing another. Just because you know the most doesn't make you necessarily the best leader. I've seen a lot of people with a ton of technical knowledge who are not good leaders. They're not good at leading people, but we tend to, especially in the technical industry, we tend to promote those people with the most technical knowledge, and then we wonder why our teams aren't being managed well. It's because you put someone with a high level of technical ability, but not a high level of maybe human ability. They're not a good leader. Maybe their weakness is communication. Maybe their weakness is leadership, but you've put them in this leadership role because, well, I don't know, we got to promote this guy, so let's put him in the leadership role. Basically undermining your company by putting someone who doesn't have that as a strength in a leadership position. Does that mean you shouldn't reward that person's technical ability? Absolutely not. That means you need to find other ways to award people's strengths versus just throwing them the title of manager and making them a leader. You are giving someone the title of manager, you need to then measure them on that title. If you give someone the title of manager and you don't measure them on their abilities to manage and lead, you haven't made them a leader at all. You've made them a manager by title only, and you're not even judging them based on that. You should never put someone into a position and then judge them on what they're not doing in that position. If you think that all your leaders, that all your managers need to have more technical knowledge than the people they're managing, then you're leading wrong. A good leader, especially in the technical industry, probably shouldn't be the smartest person in the room. They should know where to find the answer. I can't have all that technical knowledge in my head. And expecting leaders to do that means you're essentially setting your leaders up to fail. What are you judging your leaders on? Are you judging them on their ability to answer the questions of their employees? If so, then okay, they're not being judged on their ability to manage their employees. They're being judged on the ability to answer questions. You know what we call that? A knowledge base. If you have human knowledge bases and you're paying them just to be there to answer questions, you're not getting your money's worth out of your leaders. You pay your leaders to lead people and to manage people and to grow people. Your leaders don't have to be the smartest person in the room. In fact, most of the time, they probably shouldn't be the most technical, smartest person in the room. Leadership is not about control. Leadership is about empowering others. I think a big part of leadership is taking initiative. Having a let's get it done attitude is a great way to lead by example without providing a specific example of how it's done. We're going to get it done. We're going to work together to get it done, not telling them what to do, not micromanaging, not controlling people, guiding people how to find the answer. As a leader, I don't necessarily have to have all the answers. If someone comes to me and asks me a question, okay, well, you're asking this question. I think this is the answer. Let me check our knowledge base and see what it says. Let me pull in our other subject matter expert to ask them about this because I know that he has a lot more knowledge on this, so maybe we can get his insight as well. Then maybe we can improve the knowledge base so the next time you have this question or one of your colleagues has this question, that knowledge base will be updated. That's leadership. I didn't provide the answer. I didn't tell them they were dumb for asking the question. I didn't just know the answer offhand, but I was able to lead them and I got other people involved, and now I'm making sure that our resources are going to be better for future people. It's your job as a leader to make sure that your employees have the resources they need to get it done.